Greetings, folks, and welcome to today's show. It's the year end, as you very well know, and so we thought, that it might be timely to take a look at Tullahoma in 2013, and who better to do that than His Honor, Mr. Lane Curlee, who we're all very familiar with as the mayor, but in addition to that, he's been for years the whole clan have been involved in looking after needy folks in one way or another. So he's around. So welcome, thanks for joining us, and I know it's not quite time yet, but it's coming up very shortly. So the $64,000 question is, are you going to run again?
Well, everywhere I go, people ask me that, and they say it, I think, generally in a very encouraging way, and it is flattering to be encouraged to run, but the deadline is not until April, and so I suspect the first of the year I'll make a decision.
Well, you've got to pick up a petition by February or something or other. Yeah.
I enjoy being mayor. I think anybody that's around me much at all senses that I enjoy being mayor. I've done the very best that I know how, but I'm not as young as I used to be. I don't remember things as well as I used to. I don't connect the
welcome to the club.
Yeah, I don't connect the dots as well as I used to. But so I'll make a decision in the next couple of months and be glad to let you know.
Well, you're really kind of all over town, all over the time, so it's kind of amazing. Well, okay, let's take a short commercial break, folks, and we'll come back and talk about Tullahoma.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please, for the following public service announcement. He's back! The Watkins Man is back, bringing his world-famous Watkins products to 104 East Lauderdale Street in Tullahoma, where Richard and Stephanie Carpenter have opened the area's only Watkins store. Since 1886, Watkins has produced all-natural products, starting with the pain liniment, and now including soaps, oils, creams, scrubs, royal jelly, beeswax, supplements dedicated to natural health and pain management, cover total external and internal body care. And don't forget the world-famous spices, extracts, teas, and cooking ingredients. With too many products to list, know that all Watkins products are 100% natural, using the highest quality ingredients obtainable. Always remember, with Watkins, when you buy the best, you use less.
A salute to the never wasters, the coupon clippers, switch flippers, one last drop of milk drippers, the thoughtfully thrifty, and the just plain cheap. Charter respects your economic IQ and honors it with a phone service worthy of your ever-watchful wallet. Charter Phone, just $19.99 a month, for real monthly savings for fabulously frugal folks like you. Switch to Charter Phone and get unlimited local and long distance and 13 calling features with no extra fees like the phone company charges you.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
We're here today, folks, talking with Mayor Lane Curlee, and we want to catch up on what he's thinking and how he sees 2013 for Tullahoma, and maybe a little bit of a measurement of what we might expect next year. So what do you think? Tullahoma's health pretty good or not so good, or what?
Oh no, I'm extremely optimistic about 2013, and I'm even more optimistic about 2014. There were so many good things that happened in 2013. We still have a premier school system in the state. Hart Regional Medical Center is recruiting physicians and growing. The aviation community is growing. Retail sales in Tullahoma of the past 30 months, 27 of those 30 months have seen increases over the same month the preceding year. Northgate
in
Mall
retail,
in retail sales.
Sales tax.
Sales tax, right. Let me be clear. I don't have access to anybody's individual retail sales. Okay, the state collects all that. then they send back Tullahoma's portion to Tullahoma. So that's what I'm comparing. I'm not privy to anybody's numbers. Nobody in Tullahoma is, by the way. So retail is growing, medical is growing, aviation is growing. We've still got a premier school system. We're a very safe community. We kicked off a couple of initiatives this year. The Go Green Tullahoma is doing some really neat things, and we're going to see more recycling and tree planting, et cetera, in Tullahoma next year. We can talk about that more if you'd like. We formed for the first time an arts council, and they're just now getting started, sort of getting their feet on the ground, but we're going to be seeing some good things there.
That kind of worked the whole arts
Absolutely.
circle.
Tullahoma is so blessed in many ways. We have performing arts, visual arts, graphic arts, and everything in between.
Television.
Absolutely. So it occurred to me that let's leverage those assets, and let's make Tullahoma more of an arts destination. So we're going to be seeing more good things from the Arts Council this next year. And then, of course, we've got our Get Fit Tullahoma, which many people have shared with me over the past year that they needed that little boost to get more fit themselves. So I think all in all, our unemployment is not much less than it was a year ago, but it is less, which translates into more jobs. We're trying to position Tullahoma as more of a tech community. I mean, we've got the bones to be a tech community. We're just not taking advantage of the broadband in Tullahoma and the resources we have at AEDC and with that group of individuals. So I think all in all, 2013 was an excellent year.
Okay. How about construction? You got anything in mind in your head on that?
Yeah. Of course, everyone is aware of the construction that's going on at Northgate Mall. Commercial construction was pretty solid, but what excites me the most is home building. I can remember 15 years or so ago when I was mayor before, we were building 90 to 100 new homes a year. Times have changed, but this past month in November, we built, there were 6 new home starts. Doesn't sound like much, but we're already up to 50-something this year, and then we've still got December to go. So we should be 2/3 of where we were 15 years ago. Which again doesn't sound like very many, but it's so much better. I mean, we were not building 15 houses.
I was going to say, if you look over the last couple of years, we weren't building anything.
Right. If you go back 5 years ago, we weren't building 15 new homes a year. And if you invite people to come to Tullahoma and to invest in Tullahoma, you've got to have a place to put them. And if we weren't building the homes, there was no place for people to go. New home-wise. And so each year I host basically a picnic for the builders and for the subs. We invite the builders. We really build up Tullahoma, so to speak, and all the neat things going on here. When they're building spec homes, we want them to build them in Tullahoma. So from a home building standpoint, we're 3 times more than we were 5 years ago. From a commercial standpoint, you're going to start seeing a lot of activity at Forest Gallery. Several months ago, a group out of Virginia, the Wheeler Group, invested $11.5 million, perhaps the largest investment in Tullahoma's history. I don't know, if not the largest, one of the largest. And to me, that should tell us, and it tells people looking at Tullahoma, that we are a good place to invest in. If someone is willing to invest $11.5 million of their own money in Tullahoma, that's a good sign for me. And so the shopping center on West Lincoln Street has got some big plans. Northgate Mall, I'm convinced, will be full 6 or 7 months from now.
You're going to fill up the Dillard building?
The Dillard's building will be full 6 or 7 months from now. There's not quite ready to make some announcements yet, but pretty close. Some exciting things there. So, and Cherokee Plaza, I think, is full. I'm not aware of anything vacant there. And the Walmart shopping center is not quite full, but almost. They've changed management companies now, and so I'm looking forward to some big things there. So, all in all, from a construction standpoint, 2013 was really a good year, and I think 2014 will be even better.
Okay. Anything in particularly exciting you see coming up, construction-wise?
Well, I have no reason to believe that home building will not continue. I think it will continue. I think the Dillard's building will finish their build out. The new owners of Forest Gallery are going to be rearranging some businesses out there to make room for a larger, more predominant. There are two of the tenants there are going to be expanding, one very quickly and another one next year sometime. So
you looking at Kroger?
Kroger, I don't think is announced yet, but they have plans to expand and do quite an extensive renovation. And Tractor Supply will be expanding the first quarter of next year.
Okay, very good. Yeah, Tractor Supply has been a sort of an amazing surprise for all over the state, you know, for many years. Yeah, very strange. Well, and you had. I don't know if we keep track of these on both ends or not. The paper has a ribbon cutting every week.
Right.
Somebody new is starting a little business and cutting ribbons. And,
that's a good point. Each month I sign welcome to Tullahoma letters to the new businesses that have started here. Welcome to the Tullahoma business community. And each month I sign at least half a dozen and sometimes 10 or 12 new business starts. And capitalism is such that there's always a churn there. I mean, some businesses go in business, some go out of business. And
we don't talk much about those that go out.
Yeah, so I understand that.
No ribbon cutting.
Right, right. No exit cutting or anything like that. But there's probably, realistically, there's 75 to 100 new businesses that start in Tullahoma every year. And so we wish them all well and hope they flourish.
And we had one construction project that was kind of taking a long time to come along, but finally got finished on Cedar Lane.
Cedar Lane, right.
And along with it, quite a sizable new investment out there by the National Health
That's exactly
company.
Right.
So they've just been open a couple of weeks. And
$11 million investment in Tullahoma, 100 new jobs. Yeah.
And I don't know, do you by chance remember what their capacity is? What are they looking for in terms of inmates or patients?
Residents there?
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's close to 100 as well. Maybe not quite that many. And they've already got expansion plans as well. They've bought the property next to them, and so I anticipate, hopefully before long, they'll start another construction project.
It's a pretty big building. I would think they could hold.
And maybe so.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't remember things as well as I used to.
Yes. Okay. And the general attitude, atmosphere that you hear around town, what do you think? Do we need to be running any pep rallies, or is the optimism pretty good?
Oh no, I think people are very encouraging. People are very optimistic. I think so much better than it used to be. And I recognize that has a lot to do with the national economic situation. I understand that, and I respect that. But I think by and large, people that I visit with, as I said, more people have jobs now than used to. That gives those families some encouragement, some optimism. I think that certainly the business community, I think anyone that shared with me is certainly up over last year, which is good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. When we come back, we're going to have to take a break in a minute, and when we come back, we'd like to talk to you a little bit about the economic development situation, what we're cooking up there in the foreseeable and longer future. Meanwhile, let's take a short commercial break, folks, and we'll be right back.
The The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Welcome to Merle Norman, located inside Northgate Mall in Tullahoma. Since 1931, Merle Norman Cosmetics have been researched, developed, manufactured, and packaged in the USA, using the highest quality ingredients and unmatched customer service to help women look and feel better about themselves.
Hi there, I'm Christy Almacher, owner of Merle Norman. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about Merle Norman products. We have a large line of skincare and cosmetics for all skin types. Merle Norman's motto is try before you buy, so we'd love for you to come in, talk to us about your concerns, try the products, and we want you to feel good when you leave here, so we hope to see you soon.
Want to feel good in your skin? Visit Merle Norman in Northgate Mall, Tullahoma.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
Shipment of oil, really. We're back, folks, and we're talking today with Mayor Lane Curlee and trying to catch up somewhat on what's happening in Tullahoma and the surrounding area. So, Lane, let's go to economic development for a bit. We established 2 or 3 years ago the Tullahoma Area Economic Development Corp, and we've just now got a new executive director. We lost the first one unexpectedly, and the newest guy's been on 6 months or so, maybe. And so, where do you think that's headed? What are we shooting for, and where are we putting the emphasis, and what do we hope to get out of it? Do you want to talk to them generally about all of that?
Yeah, their mission, they stress 3 things. First, retail, and they a couple of things working there. We will be hosting in the spring our second franchise forum. Franchises are a unique way to bring business to a community, an established business to a community. And so, my goal by hosting the franchise forum is to try to get franchisors and prospective franchisees together. I think about it like this. If a franchisor is just driving through Tullahoma and they've got this new concept and they go, wow, what a nice community Tullahoma is. I wish I had someone that would take my franchise. And that's where it stops oftentimes. So what we're trying to do is match the franchisors with the prospective franchisees. On the other hand, someone is sitting at home going, I'd love to own my own business, but I don't even know where to start. And they don't know that the day before somebody was driving through town, saw the community and thought this was a great place to be. So I want to try to get those 2 groups together. And there'll be an announcement the first of the year about how that has worked. With a franchisor and a franchisee getting together here. And so we want to do that again. So retail is an important mission of the TAEDC. They're working on a TIF loan, tax increment financing, for a group here in Tullahoma for the purpose of triggering some investment, some additional investment in the community. They're also tasked with aviation. We've been working on for 2013 about a 125-acre development on the north end of the airport, which is going to be, it won't be exclusively for aviation-oriented organizations, but mostly that. We've already got one business out there now that will be that's up and running in another location, and we'll be moving to that location. And
who? Is that public? Who is that?
It's called the Millennium Company, and they do testing on. Actually, they do quite a bit of top secret work for the government. And I've taken a tour, and it's fascinating what they do out there. But so anyway, in 2000, we're going through the due diligence now. So the state is going to certify the site so that when they have prospects that are looking for land, they don't have to go, well, has the soil been tested? Is there water? Is there all that kind of stuff? All of that will be certified ahead of time because these organizations want to move quickly oftentimes and don't want to go through the certification process. They want it already done. So aviation is a second big part of their mission.
Do we have we don't hear anything about them. Is the subgroup of the Economic Development Corp that should be going after that bid? Is that group formed? Are they organized and active?
The aviation piece of it, or the? Yeah,
I understood that the way they were going to operate, that they would have a task group formed for each of the major areas that they wanted to pursue.
You know, I don't know specifically to answer that question, but until the land is ready to go, we don't have anything to market just yet. I think it'll be at least half of the year, 2014, before that land is certified, at least that long. And then they've got 125 acres out there that's going to be available for people to invest in the community. Because once again, if we want people to invest in our community, and we're inviting them to invest in our community, we've got to have a place to put them. That applies not just to residential, but to commercial and industrial as well. We've also now have, for the first time ever, a commercial database that when someone wants to invest in the community, and let's say they want a 3,000 square foot building on a corner lot with a traffic count of 15,000 plus. Well, what would happen up until several months ago, we'd have to all just be sitting around thinking, okay, what do we have? What do we have? Now we've got a database that we can go to that all the commercial property is in that database. And we can identify properties to meet people's criteria. Once again, if we want people to invest in our community, we want to make it as easy for them as possible.
Well, I guess the State Economic Development Organization should be able to tap into your database and see who.
Anybody can tap into the data. Absolutely, anybody can tap into it. Now, the state will maintain the industrial properties around the state, but they don't deal with commercial properties. So that's when a year ago or 9 months ago we decided. I said, I gave the example. What if somebody comes into town and they want so and so and so and so and so and so? Do we have a list for them? Well, no. Well, we need to have a list for them, and so so we now have that in place, and the realtors help maintain it, and it's going to be a big asset, I believe, long term to the community, to make it as easy for people to invest in the community as possible.
You mentioned a little earlier that there was what do we call it? TIF, I think.
Mm-hmm. Tax
incremental financing.
Right.
And you have one. In
the beginning stages of it now. There's a local group that expressed interest in that. It's just a type of loan is all it is. And but if this works, it's available to anybody. But it is something that's going to be a catalyst for. No, it's retail.
When that was well, at least I may be talking out of school. I understood that whole program was set up to encourage industry to come in and provide investment there for new jobs.
It can be used for anything, as I recall, for retail, industrial, or commercial. Any of that will be used to stimulate activity and growth in a certain area of a community.
Does that show up on our books? How does that show up on our financial books? Is it going to wind up being a debt, for example, or?
Well, I know it's a loan. It's categorized as a loan, is all it is, and it's paid back by the recipients. but how it shows up on the books would probably best ask Sue Wilson.
The loan wouldn't come out of your treasury though, because I don't think it's not that large.
No, right.
So it'd have to come from somewhere. Okay, well, all right. And anything red hot you foresee for the next year in the economic development arena?
Well, I believe Hart Regional Medical Center will continue to recruit physicians. So I see all kinds of possibilities there. From a retail standpoint, we've talked about Northgate Mall. We've talked about the other shopping centers in town. I think we'll continue to see development there. Certainly, I think people will still continue to start new businesses in Tullahoma. From an aviation standpoint, the land at the airport will come online in 2014. But what I think, what triggers a lot of this is the school system. People that want to invest in a community, they want to invest in a community that has a good school system. And we've got an outstanding school system.
And on that positive note, we've run out of time. We need to take a commercial break, folks, and we'll have to wind up.
Imagine a world with more birthdays. We strive for it every day. We fight to get people the best access to care and the chance for more parties to plan. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
We've been talking today, folks, with Mayor Lane Curlee of Tullahoma, bringing us up to date on 2013 and a little bit of 2014. Lane, is there something you'd like to say directly to the folks out there at this season?
Well, thank you, Tom. I do appreciate the opportunity to be here today. And let me also say that I do believe 2013 was just a good year for Tullahoma, but I'm really, really excited about 2014. And I want to, if we're going to be a great community, it's going to have to be made up of great individuals and giving individuals. I want people to get involved. I don't want them to be bystanders. People live here, they play here, they invest here, they work here. You have a commitment in the community. Make it the very best that you can be. And what I want to encourage people to do is not to be bystanders, to get involved. You know, mentor a child, go to a school and read to a child, pick up litter, join a civic club. I mean, do your part to make Tullahoma the very best that we can be. And we'll be a great community. Do something. Don't be a bystander. Do something.
Thanks very much for your service and for joining us today, Lane. We appreciate it. And thank you, folks, for inviting us into your parlor. And we'll see you next time.